How to stencil your tile floor. The most important supply for this project is the floor paint, and some elbow work. Rust-Oleum makes a product specifically for painting floors called Rust-Oleum Home Floor Coating. It comes in a ton of colors and you can use it on wood, tile, vinyl, laminate, concrete, linoleum, and more. When buying the paint, it's super important to make sure you also buy the top coat. It comes in either a matte or semi-gloss sheen. This DIY was actually pretty easy, but there were a few things I learned that I want to share with you before you tackle this project. Every painting project starts the same, with some prep work. This project is no different. You want to get your floors super clean before you paint them. I first vacuumed the floors well to get the tile clean. Create a paste with baking soda and water, apply to grout, then spray with vinegar. Scrub post-fizzing and rinse. I love using baking soda because no harsh chemical and no foul odor. I then used painter's tape to tape off the baseboards, vanity, and toilet, basically any edge that you didn't want to accidentally paint. I'm not going to lie, it's a bit nerve-wracking when you start painting. Once you start, there is no going back. Next, sand the tile floors. To remove the glaze from the floor. Before painting ceramic tiles, you can lightly sand them with 180 to 240 grit sandpaper. It will remove the glaze. Now start at the far wall of the bathroom and work your way out. I recommend wearing knee pads or kneeling on a towel. Trust me, your body will thank you later. It will take you an hour to get the entire floor covered. One coat is recommended, but I recommend add a second coat to get the floor totally even. You need to wait 6 hours to apply that second coat. It is super important to wait that long. And then let the second coat dry overnight. I quickly learned that the key to stenciling is to use a teeny tiny amount of paint. There's no need to load your roller every time you stencil a tile. One roller full of paint should last for 5 to 10 tiles, or more. Your next challenge is figuring out how the heck to do the edges and corners. It was hard to get my stencil in there to get the pattern perfectly on the ground. For this, I found that using a stencil brush, instead of the roller, was key. I taped my stencil onto the tile the best I could and then used the brush to stamp down onto the tile into the edges. Be sure to fix areas like that as you go, because you won't be able to get back to them as you work your way out of the room. You need to let the stenciled floor dry overnight before applying the top coat, although you really only have to wait a couple of hours for the stencil coat to dry. The top coat is what protects the floor and keeps it super durable, so it's a must for this project. I decided to go with a matte sheen for my top coat so my floor would look like real cement tiles. The top coat is clear and I used a nap roller to apply it to the floor, while using a paintbrush for the edges. Just like the base coat, you should work in small sections and you don't want the product to pool. It will make the entire floor look wet, but don't worry, it will dry and look matte when finished.